Yes, they get them to sign
Attorney
it, but
General.
for them to sit there and say, we have nothing to do with this. No, I'm sorry. They recommend who gets the fines, and they sign it. So if they didn't think that you know, if they had a problem with the fine, they would have never signed their name to it. And they is Adrian, the person that's in charge down at the Department of Ecology. So if you sign your name to something, then I guess that you support it wholeheartedly. It wasn't the Attorney General that handed down the fine, it's Ecology that handed down the fine.
But AG was the one that handed down the fine because we were out of compliance with the previous fine that they waived.
I donated them to.
They waived
Oh, thank you very much.
the
In my
agreement.
opinion,
A whole lot.
it came from Ecology. And I think that if you research that, I'm not arguing with you, but I'm saying maybe dig a little deeper on that and see, because I really think that Ecology has more clout than they would like to let on. It's always a scapegoat. It's like, oh, well,
Both gray
it's out of our
and
hands.
But even
And
when
that's a bunch
the
of-
very first fine we had, I remember Dylan had to go, he didn't appeal to Ecology, he had to appeal to the AG's office and he talked to those people because that's who this was levied, like that's where the levy came down from, was from the AG's office. And so they were the ones that were handled it the entire time. Now, the recommendation came from Ecology, but again, maybe it's a government function of how they do that, and they have like separations of these things so they can.
Well, the Pollution Control Board certainly is the one that handles the appeal. And they are the ones that also make sure that Ecology is not overstepping their bounds.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think
So
we could.
I don't know, I mean, I think that I think if you dug in a little bit, you know, and I'll try to do some research too, as much as I can, but, you know.
Okay. Well, then we'll have maybe Nathan and Peter follow up with this information and we can see where it leads us
Yeah,
to
you bet.
and get that information. Also, the information here I think is kind of pertinent. The information you guys found from your discussions with these folks.
I think even if a complaint was filed, that would be, even if nothing comes of it, at least it's on the record that, you know, we're saying, hey, this isn't cool, you know, because somebody needs to step up and do it, you know? And we've already paid them, so screw it. Let's just,
But like you said earlier, it's hard to sue the government
it is.
because no matter what, we can pay an attorney, we can pay Joshua Grant, our attorney, 150 an hour or whatever it is.
Yeah,
60
exactly.
now.
160.
Oh, 160, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, 100,
yeah. So
some-
it's
100
easier
something.
just to be like, we're gonna write the check and we're just gonna.
And maybe it's a matter of principle, and that's fine. I mean, from a counselor's perspective, I knew the clock before was ticking with that fine.
Deadline on it.
And even talking to Ecology, what we didn't, if we wanted to appeal, it wasn't to Ecology, it was gonna be to AG's office. So I think we can get this more information and we can continue to assess. Peter, does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't know. I wrote him a nasty email.
Say the last line again?
we'll continue to
Continue
get
the
this information
discussion,
and
yeah.
then continue to assess it,
Yeah.
not just
I
continue.
don't think we have a deadline for requesting our money back from the AG, but in my view, Casey, based on what you've told us here tonight, you could be a linchpin to all of this, and we'd like to stay in touch with you on this until we have resolved it with the AG's
I wish
office.
something would happen.
And most of all, get deputies or backups for you and Scott, so we're sure not to bump into this problem again.
Okay,
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
yeah.
And I'm, always phone call, so, you know.
One thing I noticed on here was the approval of bills. It's not on the agenda that we need to add as well, and we probably should do that now.
Are they letting me go? You guys have anything else you want to ask me?
Oh, do you want to
or-
look at that paperwork
Okay.
for her real
I'll
quick?
go.
Yeah, do you have that
Be
extra
safe
copy?
driving home.
Do you have that extra copy of the signature form that you'd spoke about, that when there's a new mayor? Do you have a copy with you?
I
Said?
do. So actually, I'll grab it out of my car. It'll take a few minutes to fill in, and then I'll just hand it to you, and you can sign it. And then I take it back with me, and because I have to put it with some other forms I have. I just had them do one in Wilbur because they got a new mayor too. So I'll fill it out really quick, and I'll just hand it to you, and you can sign it, and I'll be on my way.
Okay.
Wilbur just
Maybe
got a new
want to
mayor
look
too.
at it.
I know.
So you guys will notice this is a little bit different than our previous bills document. This is a report that the clerk pulled out of the new software. It's separated between paid and unpaid claims, the ones that will be signed tonight or that we paid tomorrow or had already been signed after we approve them. The other thing you'll notice is they're not broken down here into each
Separate.
account.
Okay.
Now, in bias, they are. They're, you know, if say any of these salaries here, or if there's we had a bill, and we split it up, it would be coded to each of those funds.
Okay.
Whether it's garbage, water, sewer, or street, or current expense, or cemetery. But here, it's just the and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's just it's the full amount.
Okay.
So that's a little bit different, and then we'll have to
I
sign.
could have printed it out that way, but it's just a lot of information for you guys to look through. So there's a breakdown on the very bottom of the sheet that shows how much for each fund.
Okay.
And we can, that's what the thought behind getting the bills ahead of time too, if we want to look at
Right.
each.
And
Each
then
one.
the other thing
Scanners
that's
down.
different
I
here
see
is,
scanners, but I couldn't get it, so I couldn't get them.
the other thing we have is, we'll just sign twice. We'll sign because there's multiple pages or whatever.
Okay.
Or so that's the difference here.